Hello everybody and welcome back to Alma. So this episode we're going to look at trying to sort out our forest area. So we've got all these stumps that need to be grinded out and taken away, and we need to look at getting some trees planted. So what I am going to do is we're going to use our truck and trailer. So I'm going to put a tractor on the back of here. So if we press X, that'll fold that out, and I'm going to grab this one, which I think is it the 7R, this one? Yeah, the 7R. We're going to take this one instead, which we can leave the mixer there because then that's ready for mixing. So the planter, we'll be able to pick the planter up on this and move it about. We will then also need to decide which trees we're going to plant, which I forget which are the better ones to go for. Ooh. Alright, let's just reverse that down like so. Better turn it off, to be fair. Let's go to here, let's fold the back up again, and we'll get that strapped down, and I will see you at the shop when we're deciding what we're going to go do. So we did just get an achievement, the long haul achievement, so I'm going to guess that's because we've got a tractor on the back of a truck and trailer. But, right, so we're going to lease the planter, because I don't think it's worth buying it. So if we just sort ourselves out roughly around here, so let's unfold the back, take the straps off. We are going to have to go and lease ourselves a little forklift, or do we get this in the shop, finally buy one? That may be a better idea, either a forklift or a load off at shop, just to make life a little bit easier. So if we take that off, what we want is down here, tree planters. So this one, so let's lease this, I think so. And then trees, combinations, tree saplings. I think we want to go with definitely some lodgepole pine. So let's do 1, 2, 3 of them. And then there was, no, I always forget, what, have I gone past it? Do we not get it in this? I'm sure it was it, I forget, what, begin with a P. I can't remember what it's called now. By the looks of it, we don't get it at all. That's annoying. Right, well, I'm guessing this is all, we can only use lodgepole. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put this onto the back. We can load one of the pallets onto the planter straight away. If we need any more, we can always come back. I may actually buy another pallet or two, just to be sure. So let's load that on. We can then reverse this on, which I think if I do it this way, maybe. I just hope we can get that over the back. Oh, there's no collision. Oh, that's cool. So if we just keep that onto there, so that's loaded on, we will get these on, and I'll buy another 2 more. So if we go saplings, tree sap, oh, they must be for the excavator. So mount, let's go 2, and we want to go for 2 more lodgepole. Let's buy them, and we will get these thrown onto the trailer. So change of plan. I have leased the stump grinder because I can't see there being any point in buying that, and we're definitely going to need it. So let's turn that off. We can now get this all strapped back up and fold the ramp up. I've also seen, which is now really, do we do it or not? If we go on to here, we have a forest harvester, 61% off. And you would think for what we're doing, that will make our life so much easier. So we wouldn't need to add anything onto it. Maybe position lights, maybe chainsaw holder. It's only £400 we've added on. Window protection, we don't want anything like that because it blocks view. So do we go and buy this? I think we do. And if I'm right in what I'm thinking, there is a camera angle of where you're in the cab, but when you move the crane, it moves your camera or moves the cab. I can't remember. So we're not going to have the same as what we had with the John Deere. Although we don't need to worry about cutting anymore. I think we're going to do it. Very much spur of the moment. Going to buy. That leaves us with £82,000, and we now have our new machine there. So what was meant to be a very not extreme episode, but it's become that way that we now own our own forestry harvester. We've got our stump grinder, we've got a planter and a load of trees all ready to go. But right, we'll get back to the forest and we could look to start our first time lapse where we'll be removing some stumps, I would imagine. So I believe in the previous episode I was on about going to try get the biggest roller possible to make this drilling and turning the fields around as quickly as possible. Oh, how plans change in the absolute blink of an eye, like they have done today. All you need to do is see something that's well worth buying, which I do believe it will be, probably a bit overkill, but you'll think we've still got that side to take out, whilst also then what we plant when these regrow is to go cut them down as well. So let's take this down, and what I'll probably do is we'll take the planter off to begin with. Whilst we do a bit of stump grinding, we'll have to go and take, because we've got the chains on the wheels, we will have to go and take the truck back to go get the harvester. And I don't think I've used this stump grinder yet, so which will be interesting and nice to do. So we've missed a stump straight away. So if we turn this on, just trying to... Oh, that's gone fairly easy. And you can tell, I think this is meant to be on the back of a tractor because everything is... I am using my joystick to do it, but everything's the wrong way around in doing so. So I would imagine that's... we're not meant to be on the front. The only thing that does work fairly well is the up and down, but when you go side to side, not so much. Right, we will get on and we will remove all these stumps. Well, I've never experienced that before, where the trees have been felled by the stump grinder, which is certainly just slightly interesting. Well, I think that is all of them. I'm not going to return the stump grinder though, because we may, if we do get on and cut some more trees down, there is no point in returning it to then having to go and release it. But we will go get the planter on now, and we'll look to see how many we can plant in here. So we do have 120 trees to plant, which is not a lot really, especially for a machine like this. It will take no time at all. So I'm going to start on this left hand side, which does mean that that tree there to our left needs to go. That tree in front of us there ideally needs to go as well. Oh, there's there's one over there as well, just to try clear out these ones so that we're not running over them, which I know they've got no collision and it makes no difference if we do run over them now, you know, the trees that we've planted. But ideally it'd be better not to do that. But right, we'll get all these 120 planted in, and then we'll have to go back and go collect our harvester up. But then yeah, just those two trees there to get out of this side, and then it'll be whether we go clearing into the middle. Well, there is 120 trees, well, 119, and 120 trees now, all planted and in, so we can lift this up. And where could we put this, just to put it out of the way for now? We won't be doing, definitely not this episode, we won't be doing any more planting, so I don't know whether it's worth just holding on to it or not. But next thing we need to now go and do is to jump into here, make our way back to the store. So if we just lift that up, we will need to go and collect our forest harvester, because we're going to go take a load of these trees down now. Because if we don't do it now and we leave it too long, I'm going to block ourselves in, and then we're going to end up having to cut down young trees, you know, which won't be worth doing. Well, it'll be quite frankly, it'll be a waste to do so. So yeah, we're going to go get the harvester, and then we're going to just look at tidying up a bit more. But first, we've got to get to the store. I'm interested whether we're planting, obviously we're in March, so is that in America? And I'm guessing it's going to depend on where in America. Is that more sort of the planting time for trees, when to get them most established, like at the best time? Because I know in the UK it seems to be as soon as you're out at winter, you know, it's a good idea to get stuff into the ground as soon as possible. So whether that's the same in America, I don't know. Right, let's unfold this and let's go jump into here, which I believe this, so we're facing that way. If we do, is it Shift B? Need to turn it on first. Shift B, there we go. So that's now turned us round. So if we, do we want to drive on forward or do we want to drive on back? Let's just, I think we're going the wrong way here. So let's go this way, because then at least the boom arm can stick out the back, I think. Alright, let's drive this on, and obviously with the chains and whatnot on our wheels, it will destroy any concrete, asphalt or anything like that, so it's probably a wiser idea to transport this like so, instead of just driving it down the road, which was another option, which would have been a lot slower. Ooh. So let's put straps on. Let's fold up the top. I think it just shows you actually how big this this trailer is. It's it is needed, a trailer of this length, but I know originally I would have liked something just slightly smaller, and there's some weight on the back there because this is struggling to accelerate now. Bearing in mind it's 500 and some horsepower. Alright, we'll make our way back to our little round bit of woodland. So what I'm going to do is those odds and sods just on that left-hand side that want clearing up. Oh, I've had the foot on the brake for a long time there and it didn't want to stop. We're going to clear those trees. I think there was 3 of them on the sides first. Right, if we go Shift B, turn the engine on first, Shift B, we can now drive off forward, so that's very handy. Yeah, if we clear those ones on the side first, and then we're going to look to clear out the whole of this middle section, because like I say, if we don't clear this middle section out, then right, I think, yeah, Z to unfold it. If we don't clear this middle section out, we're not going to be able to get through, and we'll have to end up wasting trees. So let's... Right, so that's unfolded that. We want 5 meters, which it's on. House header is on. So, and I believe there's that view, but if we do that one, it doesn't change the head. But if we go to this one, I believe, yeah, so the whole camera goes with us, which is exactly what we wanted. So if we now go, I just have to remember what the controls were again now. It's been a while. So is it down? Yeah, down there to cut. I might as well put these to the side here if I can. I'm caught in a tree straight away. That's not a very good start, is it? If I was to cut it, what's... Oh no. Let's swing it over here. We'll sort... Why is that only doing... I'm sure that was... Oh, was it 0.5 meters? Oh my. To be fair though, I think 5.5 meters maybe a bit better, because 5 meters in the trailer, or in the back of our lorry I should say, don't look... they look too small. But then 6 meters, you can't really fit them in. So I think this is going to be much better for us doing it this way. Right, we'll get cracked on and get a fair few of these cut down. I really like this mod. This is so handy to use, and I feel a bit silly in saying it because I've never realised you could do it or use it before. But those trees that have fallen down, which the stump grinder did, I didn't know that if you go like this, you can then go pick them up and then cut them, which is so handy, because originally I would have just jumped out and done that with the chainsaw. Right, let's just realign this for where we next want to go, because obviously there's some trees there, isn't there? You forget just how many we're cutting. So if we get this on a straight line, like So it should mean that this next lot, if we just drive straight, we will get them all. We do need to go have a look at where is our, this is what we want, because it's a notification came up saying that wool was full, which I would have imagined I would have moved some of it, but obviously not. So I'll pick up these 2 wool pallets, get them stacked. I'll just have to find which milk is full. So that one there. And we'll get these just put out the way very quickly. So if we go through that and to that one, that clears that out the way for us. Obviously that milk, the milk churns there, they shouldn't take too long to... Well, sorry, they do take a fair while to fill up, I find. Let's take that. Ooh. I'm just trying to leave the milk there for now. See if we go through like that, we can now go put these over by our wool pile. When should we sell the wool? Just out of interest. Okay, in 2 months' time, I think it is. Then there'll be a fair amount of money to be made there. And I think putting all these 2 greenhouses onto automatically selling, I think that's doing us the absolute world of favours. Because I don't think we're losing money anymore. So with interest, well, with the interest of the loan, and the loan repayment, and then with all the higher purchases, I don't think we're losing money, which is good. We do need to get some manure over to here at some point. But right, let's go and find. This is what we want next. Because now we're going to have to load up some of this timber. So if you're not a fan of watching forestry videos, and this one probably isn't for you today, but anyways, I do quite enjoy doing forestry, which I think I said before. I used to hate it in 22. Could not get on with it, but that was more because you were pressing, was it like L1, L2, moving the right joystick and then having to go backwards and forwards. It was an absolute nightmare. But now this is what I am interested in doing. So if we unfold that and change to the crane, I want to see whether we've done the right thing here. I believe we have done by splitting it, that ½ a metre difference I think will be quite a big thing. So let's move over to here. We'll grab these little ones first. Like I say, for the trailer, it's not a bother at all. It's no problem. It's just for getting them into here. But right, let's drop that down. Open up. That is about perfect for us. I know that one's slightly wrong and moving. Let's just see how this one fits in. Come on, lift it up. Right, that's not up against the back wall. Let's just push it further up if we can. I think that's brilliant. Right, well, we will get on. Let's see if I can drive with my little support legs down. We'll get on and we'll get this as much of this loaded up as possible. Well, that is probably the worst stack load You'll see. The 5.5 metres, they fit perfectly. The only thing that I have realised is that they do, when you're swinging in the cab, they can hit the cab slightly, which is not ideal. Right, let's just fold this up, and if I take the straps off there, I'm just hoping that we can get, because we're strapping in some that are on the side, which is not what we would want. Right, come on. Let's see if we can get rid of these bits of timber that are sort of stragglers hanging on for dear life. And I'm now driving over loads of bits of timber. This is a bit of a nightmare. If we get rid of that one there. Right, now I've put straps on, we should be alright. We'll get this up to the sawmill. I won't unload it by hand, I'll just use the trigger as normal. And I think that'll be it for today, which it'd be quite nice to get this load of timber, then we can look to move on to next month, which will be the start of drilling. And also we'll have to look at getting some rollers. If we're lucky enough, we'll get them in sale like we did with that forestry harvester. Well, I'm glad we're about to unload this, because the sight of it is really annoying how terrible we've done it all. So right, if we go to unload this first trailer, like so, and then if we pull forward and just get this one in the trigger like this, we'll get this one unloaded, like so. And I think that pile looks worse than the actual stacking in the trailer. But right, let's fill up whatever we need in here. So this needs 15,000 litres, so that's done that. We just go near it, it will drop everything down. I think there's nothing much more to say than thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.